What's up, everybody? I lost 37 pounds, reversed my high blood pressure, lowered my high cholesterol and my pre-diabetes numbers, and this is my 3-year weight loss journey of how I did that. And I just wanted to come on here and share my story with you all. Hopefully, if you resonate with any of these things, you face similar challenges, or if you're going through these things right now, you would like and subscribe to the channel and join our community. I'm just here because I want to help people. I needed help. I didn't have a community during this time. And what better way to find a community than to start one of your own? So that's what I'm here to do. And this is my journey. Now, I wish I can get on here and tell you that everything came easy, that I lost 50 to 60 pounds in 3 to 6 months, and that it didn't come with a whole lot of sacrifice and pain. No, this was hard. My body fought against me. My mind fought against me. I thought that I couldn't do it. I went through depression. I went through a whole lot of things to get to this point where I was able to lose almost 40 pounds. And what I found is that in those moments of struggles, during those moments of pain and anguish, that you find the strength and that you actually learn things along the way. You're building character. Um, where I was weak before in certain areas, now I'm strong. Where I didn't have the willpower, now I do. I learned discipline. I learned how to get a rein on my cravings and not let my cravings and the things that my mind was telling me control, what I do in my day to day. I have goals now. I know how to stick to my goals. I know how to go after my goals. I know how to not be a quitter, and that ultimately what I was before. I was a quitter. I would start things and not finish them. And this is the first time in my life that I've actually seen something through, and I see that it's affecting me in different areas of my life. And now I'm better. I'm a better person. And I thank God for this weight loss journey. Some people, they get the microwave blessing where it happens, it comes really quickly. Things are easy, and, I applaud them. But I wouldn't trade in my weight loss journey for anyone else's. This is my journey. This is my story. And I just wanted to share that with you all. How I became obese. So my childhood, okay. So growing up, I was always kind of the thicker kid. A lot of my cousins were real skinny and a little scrawny and, very athletic. And I was kind of like the thick, solid one, out the bunch. This was always, I guess it was just my genetic makeup, paired with the fact that I liked a lot of snacks and Kool-Aid, candy and chips and things like that. I was always the thicker kid. Now I wasn't bullied by any means. I don't want to get up here and lie, but I was, made fun of. Like, you would get the fat jokes or you getting picked last at a sport because you heavier. I experienced those things. And I remember one time, me and my cousin, we were playing football with two kids from the neighborhood, and we went on opposite sides because it was their turn to kick it off. And I hear one of the other kids say, "I'm gonna guard him. You guard the fat one." And man, I never let people know that, but that really bothered me, man. Just hearing, like, family members and friends just like make comments about your weight, and you never really I guess people never stop and think how it might affect the other person, or it's not really their problem, but it did. It affected me. It affected my self-esteem. It affected the way I saw myself, and I hated it. I never wanted to be the fat kid, but that was my reality. So when I got to like the age 12, I would say 12 to about 14, that's when I really saw my weight start to get out of control. It came with its own, set of challenges, right? Growing up where I grew up, you had to be tough. You had to know how to defend yourself. But it's the personal attacks that kind of, get a little overwhelming at times. The things you feel like you can't change, like being trapped in your own body, having people make references to your weight. I grew up being that guy that was always standing up, pulling his shirt down over his butt because he didn't want nobody to look as if your shirt could hide your weight, or if your shirt is somehow gonna make your figure or the way that you look disappear. And it's not, it was just self-consciousness. And like I said, I had a whole lot of family and friends that would make little jokes in here, like they, my family didn't want to hurt my feelings or anything like that, but we were one of those families, we joke, we jab at one another, and the other person doesn't really know how it's making you feel at times. So I no means blame them, but you did get those jokes. And I remember my mom used to always sit me down and say, "Hey, you're a handsome young man. Don't let those things bother you. You're fine. Don't worry about it." But in the back of my mind, I just knew I did not want to deal with this forever. I did not want to be the kid that's always being reminded about his weight, looking in the mirror, not liking what he sees, self-conscious, worrying about, who's going to be there and what can I wear and what's not going to make me look fat. And like I said, I hated it. I hated it. So fast forward to when I turned 14, I was a freshman going to high school at the time, and my mom, she didn't really like the neighborhood we grew up in. She didn't like the people we were hanging out with. And when I say we, I meant me, my cousin, and my little brother. She didn't like it, so she was kind of on my dad saying that I needed to be in a sport. I needed to do this and I needed to do that. So he ended up putting me in boxing. Um, I instantly fell in love with it, but it was difficult with the exercises. They had you running a lot, hitting the punching bag, hitting the speed bag, sparring, doing all of these things. And naturally, I don't even think I realized it, but I started to shed a lot of weight. And it wasn't until I started getting compliments from, some of my family members and girls that I knew and things like that, that I realized, hey, I kind of look good. I was standing in front of the mirror and I started to see my physique and my muscles started to come out. So I immediately started to fall in love with boxing. It was my way of making sure that I wouldn't be fat anymore. Now, during this time, I didn't make any changes to my diet or the way I was eating or anything like that because I was working out so much. And, being younger, my metabolism was probably, just really, really high. I was still losing weight regardless. So it didn't really matter at that time what I was eating or how I was eating. So I didn't make any changes. I just would eat what I want and work out and go to boxing. And I was able to stay muscular and, keep those features that I knew and enjoyed. I was loving my new body. I was loving the way that I looked. I was loving not getting those fat jokes anymore. I was loving the being able to defend myself. Everything about boxing just it made me dependent on it. Like if I didn't go, I would panic a little bit because I thought I was going to start gaining weight again. It was just a crazy time. So fast forward, I was boxing for probably the next 3 to 4 years. So when I turned like 17 or 18, that's when my wife and I started dating. We were having a good time. We hit it off. We really liked each other. But with, starting a new relationship, a lot of times you eat. You go out to eat, you watch movies and eat. You sit quiet and talk to each other and eat. Like, so we did a whole lot of eating. That's right. And naturally, I started to pick up a little weight again. But not too much, nothing that was alarming, right? But when I stopped boxing, that paired with the eating a lot and dating and eating and dating and eating, I started to notice I was gaining more weight and stacking on more weight. So it just started to be a problem again. Now, let me be clear. When I was boxing, I was maintaining a weight about 181 pounds. And if I had like a week or two where I wasn't going, I wasn't being consistent at the boxing gym, I might go up to 191. Then I catch myself, start back, doing my training again, and I would go back down to 181. But this time, my wife's mom, she went and bought a scale. And everybody was weighing themselves in the house. And mind you, now we had done a lot of eating and I felt myself gaining weight, but I didn't think it was going to be that much. So I stepped on the scale and like my jaw hit the floor. I was the heaviest that I had ever been. I was 225 pounds. I had never, my weight on the scale never read to anything. So I was shocked. I was scared. I was like, yo, how did I let myself get this far? Like, what in the world is going on? The scale must be broke. I need to return. Like, I had every excuse in the book. 225 pounds. I couldn't believe it. Immediately, I was flooded with the memories of being a kid, being a fat kid, being made fun of. So it kind of shook me. It scared me. I was like, I don't want to go back to that. I'm finally at a point where I'm confident. Um, I had the best physique that I had in my ever in life. I don't want to go back to being a fat kid. Um, I was scared. I was worried. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have the skill set that I have now and the knowledge that I have now to get the weight off. I just was stuck. It was either work out until the weight falls off again, or like I was going to have to be in boxing forever, basically. And that, that wasn't something that I wanted to really do with my life. I enjoyed it, but I couldn't see myself during the long term, and I didn't want to kill myself to, keep the weight off. But as anticipated, I couldn't box forever. Eventually, I had to get a job. Me and my girlfriend ended up getting married. So now I have a wife, I have a job, I have responsibilities and bills to pay. I can't keep going to the boxing gym every week, killing myself to try to maintain this physique while still eating poorly. So I'm working, I'm maintaining my poor diet, not working out as much. So naturally the weight continued to stack on. And if working and not having time for working out and a new wife wasn't enough, we ended up having two new babies. Um, Both of them are 2 years apart. So within a 2 year span, not only am I working, I have a wife, but now I have two children. So I have zero time to go to the gym. So you know what happened? I blew up to the largest that I've ever been in my entire life. I stepped on the scale and I weighed in at 267 pounds. I was mortified. I, I could not believe, I was disgusted with myself. I couldn't believe that I let myself get this big. It was ridiculous. I felt like a fat slob. I was so disappointed in myself. Where I was boxing, I was 181 pounds. I couldn't believe that I had packed on so much weight. Um, it was the worst moment in my life. So here I am at the heaviest point in my life, 267 pounds, poor diet, not working out, two children and a wife, and it still was not enough to make me change my ways. It still wasn't enough to make me um, start to change my diet, to eat better, to be considerate about what I was putting into my body. It wasn't until I had to get a physical with my doctor, and I go in, I get my blood work done, and I get a phone call from my doctor saying that I needed to make an appointment. She needed to go over my results with me. So that's never happened before, but okay, I went anyway. And my doctor sits me down and she says, listen, we ran your blood work. You are pre-diabetic. Your cholesterol is through the roof. And on top of that, you have high blood pressure. So three of the silent killers, so to speak, like I said, I didn't know what to do. Um, and she had a real conversation with me. She said, you have to turn things around if you want to be here for your family, if you want to live, if you want to be around, period. I have to make a change. So this leads me to the next part of my video. I know why, but how? Now I had my why, my motivation. I don't want to die. I want to be around for my kids. I want to look good. I want to like the person that I am. I want to be a husband to my wife. I have all these things in my mind, but I have no clue of how I'm going to do it, right? I know where I want to go, but I just don't have the directions to get there. So what do? I do what everybody else does when they're clueless about how to lose weight, how to reach their fitness goals. I went straight to YouTube. Yes, I went to YouTube. I typed in weight loss journey, how to lose weight, all of the popular searches that you'll find. I typed them in and I binge watched videos, and eventually I came across a YouTuber that would help change my perspective and change what I knew about losing weight. And that YouTuber is Joey Saves. Now, like I said, I knew nothing about losing weight. I didn't know what a calorie deficit is. I didn't know what macros were. I didn't know anything about maintenance calories, counting calories. I didn't know anything. So when I found Joey Saves' YouTube channel, it was just like this fresh resource of all of this information, and it helped me. I started out by watching his weight loss journey. His weight loss journey, where he talked about him being a fat kid, what he did to lose the weight, how people treated him after he lost the weight. All of this was very inspiring to me, but he didn't just have the fitness journey video. He had other videos that explain what macros are, that explain what it is to be in a calorie deficit, what maintenance calories were. So I was just, writing down all this information and just soaking it all up. And I kind of used that to formulate my plan for how I was going to lose the weight and how eventually I would lose the 40 pounds. Which leads me to the next part of my journey, which is plans and changes. So after binge watching Joey Saves videos for about a week straight, I got a good idea in my mind about what I needed to do. And this was my, I would say, 4-step plan. Find my BMR, create a calorie deficit, find an app that allows me to track my calories, and basically push the start button on doing what I had to do. So I went to a website called calculator.net, and I chose the fitness calculator, the BMR, which stands for basal metabolic rate. And I typed in my information and it gave me the amount of calories that my body burns just from doing its normal bodily functions, digesting food, when I'm, twitching or moving around or anything of that nature. This is the amount of calories that your body burns anyway. So I use that number, and the calorie.net website that gives you options for if you want to lose weight, if you want to maintain weight, even if you want to gain weight. It tells you what to subtract from that BMR to help you create a calorie deficit. So I just basically, I type those numbers into MyFitnessPal, and MyFitnessPal is a great tool if you want to lose weight, if you need help tracking your calories or anything of that nature. MyFitnessPal is a great app. You let them know your weight loss goal, the amount of calories you're trying to eat per day, and you just tracking your food all day. And if you get the pay option, it comes with a scanner. That way you can just scan whatever food you want to eat, and it pops right up in the app. It's a great resource. I still use it today, matter of fact. MyFitnessPal, I recommend it to anybody that's trying to lose weight. So from that point on, I track literally every single thing that I ate, everything. I don't care if I drank a glass of water, I was tracking it. And it was working. I started to see a little bit of progress. I ran out and I got me a treadmill. I bought me a punching bag and a speed bag. That way I could work out from home. And I wouldn't be away from my wife and my kids too long. And I was on a mission. Every day I would get on the treadmill for 20 to 30 minutes. I would hit the punching bag just like back when I was boxing. I would do the speed bag, everything along with tracking everything that I ate. I started to lose weight very quickly. Brings me to my next point in my video, progress and pitfalls. So, like I said, I was on a mission. I was tracking my calories, working out at home. Everything was going right. And in the first few months, I went from 267 pounds, stepped on the scale, and I was 253 pounds. I was so excited that I was finally starting to see progress. I was chipping away at, the debt or the hole I had placed myself in. I was finally seeing myself getting out of it, and it was just an amazing feeling to actually have a plan and not feel hopeless about your weight, feeling like you're just stuck to be the fat kid for your whole life, and it's just not true. There's steps and there's a process, and I was finally starting to learn and find that out for myself. So after losing the first 14 pounds, I went even harder, still working out, still making sure I'm tracking my calories. And the more consistent I was with it, it stopped being a chore. It was more so of it was a lifestyle. It was something that I actually enjoyed doing. I love seeing the progress. I love tracking my calories. I loved working out. I love feeling good about me. So that is my motivation to anybody that thinks that they're just not going to enjoy working out. They're not going to enjoy their fitness journey. Find some things to like about it. If it's just the progress, if it's just seeing your body changing and you conforming into that person that you want to be, find joy in it, because like I said, it's a journey, it's a marathon, it's not a race, it's not who can get across the finish line the quickest. You're gonna learn things along the way. You're gonna build habits, good habits, things that you didn't have before, perseverance, self-discipline. All of these things are gonna make you into a better person. So just enjoy the process. I'm telling you, enjoy it. The pounds were melting off. I ended up a few months later stepping on the scale and being 226 pounds. I was so happy. I was excited. I had lost so much weight. And then it happened, a weight plateau. It feels like you hit a wall, you're doing the same things, but the progress, it isn't happening. The weight isn't falling off anymore. So you get concerned. You're like, am I doing something wrong? What is going on? I'm doing the same exact things. Why am I not losing weight? So me being a rookie, I'm just thinking like, man, like this weight loss stuff, it only works to a certain point. My body is just, it must be in my DNA to be a big guy. I must be meant to be fat. So I'm going through, all these things in my mind. And to be honest, it got the best of me. I started thinking, the stuff that I had learned, it really doesn't work, or it only works past a certain point. Then your body adjusts, and then you just you're out there, you're short. There's nothing you can do. And that's completely untrue. So hopefully, if you made it this far in the video, now I'm going to give you some tips to implement into your life so that you know what to do when you hit a weight loss plateau. So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is, number one, stay hydrated. Staying hydrated, not only does it help you feel satiated and not as hungry in between meals, but it helps optimize your metabolic function. Also, you need to reevaluate your calorie intake. As you lose weight, the amount of calories that you can eat and still be in a calorie deficit decreases, because now that you're getting smaller, your body needs a lot less fuel or calories to basically keep up with your bodily functions. So that number is going to decrease. So with each weight loss milestone that you meet, I would say probably about between 5 to 10 pounds. Recalculate your numbers in calculator.net, and it's going to give you a new set of numbers for your calorie deficit, and you just adjust your calories accordingly, and you should still see yourself start to lose weight. That was the issue that I was having. I was maintaining and eating the same amount of calories that I needed to eat to lose weight when I was 267, but I wasn't accounting for the fact that I had gotten a lot smaller, so I didn't need as much calories as I did before. Once you adjust those calories to meet your new body weight, then you should start seeing your weight loss continue. Also, make sure you're checking your diet. Make sure you're not doing any overeating. Make sure you kind of trying to switch up your workout routine. Sometimes that might help. And getting enough sleep is extremely important as well. So those are my tips for you to avoid that dreaded weight loss plateau. So this brings us to our next chapter in my weight loss journey, and it is back on track. Back on track. So I ended up going back up to 245 pounds. During this time, like I said, I was very upset with myself. Of course, I went through some of the, the mind games that I play on myself, just telling myself I'm not worthy, falling into depression and all of that. But this time, I had a tool bag full of things that I could pull from to help me get myself back on track. I wasn't lost in the sauce. I wasn't without a plan. Which brings me to our next chapter, where I am now and the road ahead. So like I said, currently I weigh in at 228 pounds. That's 39 pounds lost from my start weight. While I do celebrate this huge success, I'm extremely happy. I'm proud of myself. I've learned a whole lot of things along the way. I've developed as a person. I'm no longer that guy that I was before. So I'm extremely happy about that. But I recognize that I still have a long way to go. There's a long road ahead if I'm gonna reach my goal of 180 pounds. But I'm excited because I have a plan. I know what I'm doing. I'm comfortable with my body. And I gotta tell you all this. I'm now officially a proud gym rat. Okay, so before I was very nervous about going into the gym, working out in front of other people, always feeling like, everybody was looking at me, or maybe I'm not doing this exercise right, I'm not doing that right. But now I walk into the gym with my chest poked out a little bit, with a smile on my face. I'm happy to be there. It's my place of peace, my place of solitude. I love to go now, and I kind of see like other people who look like they're just starting out. And when I'm working out, I'll see them kind of peeking over at me to kind of see what I'm doing. So I'm excited about that. I love it. I love where I am now in my life. This last week, I just began meal prepping. So that's a huge deal for me, and that's been helping me with the weight loss as well. I meal prep my dinner so that way I'm not guessing what I'm gonna eat, and sometimes that was an issue for me. When I didn't know what I was gonna eat, sometimes I would end up making a bad decision. Now I have my dinner upstairs in the refrigerator already prepared for me to microwave, so that way that's just one less thing I have to worry about, and I'm able to control the calories on what I'm eating to make sure that I'm remaining in my calorie deficit. Am I perfect at this moment? No. Do I still snack sometimes? Absolutely, but it's by choice. I'm not restricting myself to the point where I'm miserable on my weight loss journey. I'm still enjoying, but I'm enjoying in moderation. I love it. So just I'm looking forward to what the future holds, and hopefully you guys are gonna stick with me and go through this journey with me. We can do this. That's why I titled my channel the way that I did. You can do this. I can do this. We can do this. It's not easy. But if you're dedicated and you're willing to make the necessary changes and sacrifices, you can do it too. And so that's it for this video. Hopefully you found some of this information useful. Hopefully it can help you in your weight loss journey. Hopefully you'll see here a community of people that's just looking to support one another, be there for one another, and help each other crush our fitness goals. So that's why I'm here. That's why I created this channel. So if you like the content, if you like this style of video, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'm planning on pumping out a whole lot of videos like this, just to be a help to people and to share what I've learned along the way. And I'm still learning, and whatever I gain, whatever I found out, I'm gonna share with the people that follow me. So if you would like and subscribe, I really love to have you. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you next time. Remember, you can do this. Peace.